Hey guys, it's Stephanie. I want to talk a little bit about something different right now. I just received a galley advance copy of the latest Mitch Rapp book. And I know you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Mitch Rapp, Vince Flynn, the novelist. And I want to talk a little bit about all this. This book is called Red War. It is, I think, number 17 in the in the titles. I actually, and I know I said this before, but I really want to talk a little bit about this. There's a dearth of male heroes in the world right now. From killing off Luke Skywalker and Han Solo in Star Wars. We've talked about that, till the cows come home, and we still are. To, just sports heroes not acting like respectable human beings. Actors not realizing that movie stars don't act like celebrities. Things like that. All that stuff. And one of the places you can still find that genuine hero, that masculine hero in fiction, is the thriller. Tom Clancy was probably the biggest name in that genre. He was the creator of Jack Ryan, whom Harrison Ford so perfectly played on screen for two movies. And then you've got Ben Coase and his hero Dewey Andres, Ted Bell, Daniel Silva with his Mossad agent Gabriel Alon, Brad Thor. But my favorite is Vince Flynn. And I got to meet Vinny in 2010 at a book signing for a book called, let me see if I can find it, American Assassin. And I think all of those titles that I have from that one are downstairs because he actually signed my hardcover. It's a great book, and it's about the instruction, the tutelage under Stan Hurley of the young Mitch Rapp, who wants to fight terrorists after his girlfriend gets killed over Lockerbie, Scotland. If you remember the 1989 bombing of Pan Am Lockerbie. Vince was a self-taught writer. He brought himself up by his own bootstraps. He was from Minnesota, right up the river from my hometown in La Crosse, Wisconsin. He's from the Twin Cities, a big Catholic family. He had a learning disability. He was dyslexic, and he didn't really start to get into reading until he was in college. And read a couple of Tom Clancy novels and said, I can do this. So he came up with a book called Term Limits. That's Vinny on the back. Term Limits. And it's a book probably never to ever be made into a movie because it's about, well, you'd have to read it. It's not a Mitch Rapp book. It's the only book that he doesn't show up in. It's about one of Mitch's friends, Scott Coleman. And basically, it kind of talks about a what-if situation. And it's a little bit, so yeah, but it's a great book, and I highly recommend Term Limits. The first book that he wrote with Mitch Rapp in mind is this one, Transfer of Power, which is about what if terrorists took over the White House. Now we know that there were two different versions of that. One with Gerard Butler, and actually that was a ripoff of Transfer of Power. They did steal it. Brad Thor himself actually commented about it. What's funny is that movie came out after Vinny died. So I met Vinny in 2010. It was at a book signing, and when I meet people that I really admire, like, like my former boss, Dick Armey, any big name, when I was doing the political thing, I get really bad anxiety. I'm ostensibly a very shy person, and when there's somebody that I really, really admire a lot, I get a little bit, I don't, it's hard. Meeting Vince really just kind of, I was full of anxiety. I remember walking to the bookstore and seeing this big guy and these two other guys standing in front of it talking and realizing the big guy was him. And I basically fangirled all over my husband. He was like, oh, for crying out loud. So you can imagine how I'd be if I met Harrison Ford. I wouldn't be able to say anything. I'd probably just hide somewhere until he was gone. But anyway, so I got to meet Vinny, and he's really, really nice. A really, really cool guy. Probably one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. In fact, I put him at like almost number one in that category. And just a real down-to-earth upper Midwestern boy. Good Catholic, Irish Catholic boy. Really great family. I'm friends with his brother Dan. And I'm friends with his former PR guy, David Brown. And, it was just a great time. That February, it was announced that he had prostate cancer. And on June 19th, early in the morning of 2013, he passed away. Vinny passed away. And it was really tragic. It really hit a lot of people hard, like me. I still get misty-eyed. He left a beautiful wife, Lisa, and two beautiful girls, daughters. And that's heartbreaking. Brothers and sisters and a mom and a dad. Friends everywhere. And it was just really, really sad. And lucky for me, I don't know why I've been so lucky with this, but I get a chance to read the new Mitch Rapp books every time they come out. Now, the titles are now being written by Kyle Mills, and he does a pretty good job. But you can tell it's not Vince. One thing about a writer, an artist, and I've said this before about writers too, is that you can see who they are by their artwork, by their writing. So when you take even bigger version of Transfer of Power, and let's see, my personal favorite, where is it? And you can tell I've read this book into the ground. Consent to Kill, which is a great, great book, and I highly recommend it. You get you see who Vince Flynn really is. He's the Clint Eastwood of novelists. He's the John Wayne of novelists. That's who Vince Flynn is. That's who he was. Here's another great one. Memorial Day. It's about, I'm not going to tell you, but it's really kind of scary. So, these are great books, and I have gotten lucky. I get to read them in advance. I'm going to read this and then put a spoiler-free review. It is going to come out on the 25th of September. Bookstores, Amazon, you name it, everywhere. And I'm already going to recommend it because, everyone's looking for a hero. Well, Mitch Rapp is a hero. In fact, they turned American Assassin into a movie, and it was a pretty good movie. I mean, the kid they playing Mitch Rapp, Dylan O'Brien, did a really good job. And, of course, Michael Keaton was great as Stan Hurley. I have a problem with a couple of different casting things, but those two are pretty dead on. And the ending was classic Vince Flynn. I mean, right down. If you haven't seen it, you gotta see it. And it was a good movie, and I highly recommend it. And I really wish they would make more. I don't think they probably are, but I really wish they would because I would love to see Consent to Kill as a movie. I really, really would. And I think the climate in the United States and all over the world is very conducive to a movie like that. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you a little bit of my love of thrillers and anything about Vince Flynn and everything, and what he's meant to me. Just having a chance to just say hi to him, you know, and how that meeting kind of changed my life because I get to do something that not a lot of people get to do. And, you know, how important it's been. And how important I think that these books are nowadays. This is about heroism right here. This is about being a man. And that's what these books are about, really. So, you know, I want y'all to have a great day, and get ready for Red War. If you haven't read Vince Flynn books, go grab as many as you can. I guarantee you, you'll read this in one day, because you won't be able to put it down. I guarantee it. This guy was a genius. All right? So, this is Steph, signing out. See you around the council.